Well, finally happened, guys. And if you try to raise your own livestock, it's gonna happen to you too. Not what we wanted, not this early in the game. But here we are. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode here of Roots and Roost. We're out on a miniature homestead today. All I have is my little helper today because school is back in session. And honestly, today's video, I want to talk to y'all about some cold, hard facts about raising animals. If you don't know, we were down in Texas where we live. So winter has reared its ugly head finally. I love winter. Winter is probably one of my favorite seasons of the year. I love to be cold. Anyone who knows me knows that. It's my favorite time of the year to do. But with that season comes some responsibility and some stressors too. What's that, babe? You want to wear a microphone?
Yeah.
In a minute. Let's talk to them first. But before we get into that, we're going to load up on some chicken feed here. I went and got a bunch of meat bird. This is from Ranch Pro here. It's meat bird crumbles, 22% protein. As I said in the previous video, if you're going to have meat birds, you need to have something with a really high protein content on it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move this feed into here. Let me do that real quick and I'll pick you back up and then we'll talk about what I was talking about in the intro. So y'all check this out for a second. We'll be right back with you. Well, there we have it, guys. This year I'm gonna put all the food in that trash can. It's gonna be right here inside. It's gonna keep it nice and dry and healthy. But let's talk about winter time and animals and raising livestock when you have random cold snaps, freezes, things like that. So the thing that I was talking about in the intro, the frustrating part about today is we woke up this morning and we're -1, guys. We had another one perish last night, which takes us down to 48 birds. And it just adds to my internal frustration, if I'm being completely honest with y'all. The reason I get frustrated is anyone who knows me and anyone who's done this long enough knows it's already hard enough to keep livestock alive during the winter. It's even harder to keep newborn animals alive during the winter. So today we're gonna relook at all of our heat sources. So I have these 2 heat lamps. I went down to the store. I grabbed another one of these chicken heating panels. These do really good. We've had a couple of different variations of that. We had the one that was plastic that they went underneath. I'll be honest with you, it just straight up sucked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add that panel. It's a heating panel. It just goes on the wall. But my frustration is in raising animals in the wintertime, you want to give these animals a fair shake at life. And I normally don't ever overwinter animals for this reason. It's been holding at like 39, 40 degrees since yesterday, which in this building is a huge windbreak. It's way warmer out here. It's those birds that we're worried about, guys. It's the outside birds because they don't have the same insulation properties that this building has. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm doing everything in my power to keep them warm, and they are warm. So on this chicken tractor I have outside, on 2 of the sides I have banner material, just old banners from the school that they didn't want to use anymore. I actually went and grabbed another one today because I'm gonna do this side right here instead of this piece of wood. I'm gonna put another banner on the wall, and that does fantastic at blocking the wind. I've also given them 2 different style heaters that you can see down in there, and then that's an attempt to keep these jokers happy, healthy, and warm. One of the biggest reasons that I don't like to raise chickens, specifically birds, during the winter time is they aren't really cold hardy until they're fully feathered out. So the added, here's the heating panels right here. So the added cost that comes with keeping these birds warm, keeping them safe, also keeping them dry is a huge cost increase, but it's also a safety increase. You know, I have all these heat lamps inside here. I'm not the biggest fan of heat lamps, which is why I've bought these heat panels. Look at this. This bird hasn't done this in forever, and now this joker's trying to flood the coop. But anyway, you have the increased safety hazard that it is with these heat lamps and the power consumption. These heat lamps take so much power to keep the animals warm. And yes, they do a good job, but it's also slightly hazardous. These are the ones that cause people's barns to go on fire, stuff like that, which we have them separated here. I've got 2 fire suppression orbs on the way to help out with that. But long story short, I just hate that bird died last night. What happened was the birds, they get in this weird mojo. Well, they'll leave the heat lamps and they'll go over and just huddle up in the corner. And it's frustrating because these heat pads are like 100 degrees, 88 degrees, whatever they may be. And you'll get these birds, they'll be hanging out with each other over here. And then you'll have a group of them over in the corner. And what happened was they were in this corner over here, and then the whole group moved back over to the heat. We're checking on them every hour and a half to 2 hours or so right now. Lots of lack of sleep. I feel like I just had another kid. But the group had moved from the corner and had went back to the heat. Well, that one little guy, one Lone Ranger, stayed over there. I don't know if he was just asleep or if he was already sick or if he was already lethargic. I don't know what the exact case was, but I identified it very quickly. I noticed, okay, hey, this bird's by himself. He's already really lethargic. He's already super cold. So I immediately grabbed him and brought him inside the house. And when I did that, I gave him to Madison. And I said, Madison, we need to wrap this joker in a baby, not in a baby blanket. I'm looking at me talking about kids. We need to wrap this baby joker in a washcloth. And then you need to hold him on your chest and use your hands and keep him warm and do what we can to make him survive. And so we did that. We did that for a couple of hours. And then he was looking good. He was looking right as rain. He was moving around, chirping, tweeting, doing all the things that a young chick should do. And then came out this morning. Well, actually, I take that back. I didn't come out this morning. We came back out last night and we put it inside the meat mansion. We put him in a meat mansion underneath a heat lamp, and he was fine. He was chilling. But I told my wife, I said, I don't know. He still seemed a little bit off, just a little bit though, nothing super crazy. And yeah, I came out this morning. Madison's actually the one that found him, poor girl. Madison found that chicken. He was gone. He had froze to death essentially, which it sucks, man. This is why I don't like to overwinter animals. It's tougher on them. It's way harder on poultry. They have to feather out fully. Like our egg layers, they're fine. I've had them in snow before. No issues at all because they're fully feathered out. They have all their down, they have all their big feathers. They know how to get out of the wind. They know how to stay as a group if they need to, all of these things. Whereas these chicks, they're basically, you can see on their bellies, they're basically raw skin in it for now. So they have to develop, they have to grow all those down, all that down. They have to grow their big feathers. And quite honestly, they have to learn how to stay warm with each other. And we're doing everything we can with these heat lamps and these heat plates, but I just hate to see it, man. Poor little guy never really got a good crack at life. He was here for, we just did our first cull, so that was like 14 days he was here, and then now he's gone, which sucks. But like I said when we first started this video, I'm gonna do everything I can to heat these birds up, to keep them warm. Whatever I gotta do. You know, if I gotta buy a bunch of heating plates, I will. If I gotta buy a bunch of heat lamps, I will. If I gotta buy a bunch of fire orbs to calm my internal issues with it, that's all we put in the water, then I will. The birds deserve as fair a crack as anything else. I mean, it's not their fault that they wanted to do these birds over the winter, but I want to also give you the real side of raising livestock. The winter months, they're harsh, straight up, and we're not in that harsh of a climate. If I lived any further north, like I got a lot of family in Indiana, a lot of friends even north, even more north than that, I wouldn't do any of this. I would straight up tell the girls, no, we're not doing these birds over the winter. But for now, we're gonna keep cracking along at them, keeping them warm. Them plates are awesome. Those brooder plates are awesome. I like those way more than I like heat lamps. Again, that's just personal preference. but it is what it is. This is the water we're using. I just added apple cider vinegar to it because I want to, you know, hold that. Can you look at the water for me? I just added that apple cider vinegar because I want to keep these birds healthy. It's just a natural medicine, if you will. I mean, I hate to use the word medicine, but it's just a natural aid for them. But anyway, let me get these birds fed. We'll pick y'all back up on the inside. Just want to get these jokers filled up. Keep their food going as much as possible. You want to keep them fed. All right.
All fed.
All right, so feeder is full. Now, there's two methods to feeding these birds. Cornish crosses, if you want to be successful at, there's two main methods. There's 12 on, 12 off, or there's constant free choice. Because of the cold that I'm talking about, I'm gonna do free choice, nonstop, 24/7 feed. So that's just gonna give them the opportunity to eat, get their metabolism working. It's said somewhere that once these birds eat, usually 4 to 6 hours after that is when they're at their highest, their peak metabolic activity, AKA they're generating enough warmth. So my thought is, and if you want to correct me in the comment section, please do, but my thought is we'll feed them free choice 24/7. It'll help bulk them up, but it'll keep that metabolism going, hopefully creating more and more warmth for them. But yeah, two main options there is the most common, rather, 12 on, 12 off, and free choice 24/7. And then water. They make lots and lots of water. Now, there is a concoction I'm going to talk about in a future video here in a couple of days. There is a concoction that you can make that solves both of these issues. The birds love it. It cuts down on costs, but that's for a different video. Right now, we're talking about keeping these things warm. So my idea is, let's go back here in the meat mansion here, because those birds have enough now. There's more birds in here. We upgraded 2 last night back into here. I have this heat lamp here. I have that heat lamp there. These birds, as you can see, are doing fine. They're running around. They're healthy. But I want to take this Cozy Chickens heat plate. I'm not sponsored by anybody, obviously. This channel's not. Other channels are. But this one, we're not big enough yet, straight up. So I'm going to tell you everything I'm using. Going to be as transparent as I can be. So anyway, Cozy Chicken product. It's simply just a heated tile, if you will. It's just a 24 by, what's the size on it? Let's look at it. Let's see what the exact measurements are on this thing. So it's got 2 heat settings, low and high. One's for brooder, one's for heating. I don't think it has the dimensions on this thing anywhere. Oh, here we go. 19 inches. So 19 inches on the long side, 8 inches on the tall side. And it does mount directly to the wall, or it can sit on the ground, which is this is the second plate you saw on that outside chicken tractor. So we're gonna throw this on the wall and see how it does. I am also curious to see which one they prefer, because we have the 2 traditional heat lamps. We're gonna have these. We're gonna see how they like it. I can tell you there's not enough heat in here because they are still huddling up and they're staying under the heat lamps. So they'll eat for a little bit, come get some water for a little bit, then they'll go back over there. So I need to fix that issue, and we will slowly. So let's get this heater unpacked. I need to install a couple pieces of board. I'm just really sad because I hate that poor chicken just, I mean, 14 days in, he's gone. You know, I know it's part of it. That's just part of having livestock, and I get that. But dadgum, man, it's just a horrible way to go, to just, in my opinion, freeze to death. It's just no bueno. So, all right, this is the heating plate here. Let me take it out and show you. They're made very well. They make very quality products from what I can tell. This is my first year using these specifically. Here, let's pop this open though. So it's got a braided cable. I mean, not braided, it's got a sleeved cable, so it's very protected. You can mount that up on the wall as well. This is the plate itself. You can see how skinny it is, and then, like I said, 8 inches, 19 inches. Super easy controls on the handheld unit here. So anyway, on the back here they have the mounting hardware. I'm not using none of that. We're going to use these hanging plates. So if you can see mounting, that mounting tab and that mounting tab there, that's what I'm going to use. We're going to throw in some scrap wood here that I cut, and we're going to get it situated here. So let's go over there. Let's do that real quick. Let's get all this installed, and then we'll see how these chickens react to it. we'll give her the old 1 hour, 3 hour, 5 hour check and see which of these they like the most. So let's install this thing real quick. So all I'm doing with this, guys, is I just want to figure out where I want to put it as far as height wise. It's funny, the cord has a cutout that goes up, but the brackets are on the bottom. I'm gonna have to move these up there. So let me show you, look. So you can see how this cord has a cutout right there. The cord, but the brackets are on the bottom. So I'm gonna pop those brackets, put them up here, and we're gonna hang it like that because of course our plug is at the top of the wall here. And just to show you what I mean, these chicks have all these heat lamps, and that's what they do. They get all tangled up inside the corners there, but whatever, it's no big deal. We're just gonna keep fighting the fight here. Get this camera set up for y'all. All right, so figure out the height we wanna do. I'm gonna stir this mulch around so I'm not covered in poop when we're done. Whoa, watch out, little fella. Just clean up my work area a little bit. And this is one of the benefits of the deep mulch method is you get this good mulch on the bottom. And then as it gets worse, as it gets fuller and fuller, we'll add more and more. So I don't know, I'm thinking somewhere like right there, that height somewhere. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right there. So what I'll do, I just want to take this screw out. Leave them alone, they're fine. I want to take this screw out so I have a little bit more room to work with. I don't want to mess the tarp up. And guys, I'm mounting this at the height for when they're a little bit older, not necessarily for the height that they are right now. So let's see. I'm gonna mount it. Let's go with about right there. I'm sure they're fine. They're fine. I don't think they're choking each other. I think they're just, you're scaring them. Let's get this installed real quick, guys. Okay. All right, so that's one screw. Imagine if you were in your room just chilling and then some giant came walking in, shaking their hands at you. You're scaring them. Okay. All right, guys, so we got that piece of wood installed right there. That should be just fine. Now, I'm gonna take my brackets here and I'm going to flip them around, which don't take but 1 second here. Oh, like that. And like that. Oh, gosh.
Okay, don't climb on each other's.
Hey, how about you give them a break? Hey, you're really scaring them. Hey, come over here. You're really scaring them. Let's let them be. All right, so there we go. Brackets are flipped. Cord is ran. I'm gonna put it right here. This will be the tricky part, is figuring out where I want to mount this at, because let's measure these brackets here from the middle. Ooh, 11 inches exactly. So from the top of the wood, we're at 1 inch. I couldn't do that again if I wanted to. And then let's go over 11 inches, which is right here. So we should be, well, I had it marked, but then I lost it. So let's do 11 inches right here. And then 1 inch from the top is about right there. Good enough. Good enough for government work, as they say. Okay, now we're gonna take our heat plate here. Oh man, we already got, one of the chickens already left me a lovely present on it. Leave the food alone, baby, it's fine. Okay, now let's take it. Now notice the name's upside down now, which means what I just did may be not the right answer, but it'll be all right. Okay. Let's see. So, all right, so now what we're gonna do is unwind this. And what I gotta do is I gotta test to see if it'll melt the tarp. I don't think it will. Can you hold that for me? I don't think it gets hot enough to melt the tarp, guys, but we're gonna see what happens here. There's that. And this thing is for the longevity of the birds, or the life of the birds. So it may seem a little high right now. It is definitely taller than them, but here in about a week, crazy enough, a week or two, they should be high enough to reach that. So let's plug this in like that. I want some way to secure this better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a couple screws in here with some zip ties, because I don't want these little birds to have any way to mess with this thing. There we go. All right. All right. So let me smooth this back out a little bit, and let's encourage these birds here to go try out their new. Well, it's not new. They're not big enough just yet. Come on, get out of there. They're not big enough just yet, but they will get there as time goes on. There we go. Get them out of there. And there we go. Okay, so like I said, we'll come back in like an hour. We'll check on that. We'll come back in 2 hours or 3 hours. We'll check on it. We'll come back in 5 hours and we'll check on it. So one more improvement I need to make is I need to add the tarp to this side of the chicken tractor and to check on these birds. And honestly, I need to shore up some of these electrical cords, because these cords are gonna be here the whole time. So we're gonna throw that off of there. There we go. Let's check on these birds. Open this. And there we go. And I'm gonna set y'all right here. Let y'all hang out with the birds. And I am gonna go grab the tarps real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so for this side, what we're gonna do is I have these old banners. We just had a fest at the school there, and my girls go to, and we had all these leftover banners. So we're gonna use it to cover up this last side, guys. I'm using these 1-inch panhead screws, and they do fantastic. That banner doesn't pull through because of that panhead, and then they have a lot of grip on them. So what I wanna do is, the banner is taller than the actual tractor, so I'm gonna mount the bottom, and then for the top, I'm gonna fold it over. And the reason is, it's winter. We're gonna get snow, we're gonna get rain, we're gonna get sleet, we're gonna get ice, we're gonna get frustrated, but we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna fold the top. I don't want that rainwater, snow, whatever to collect in the banner. So I'm gonna fold it inward. So first things first, let's get this thing roughly laid out here. Like that. And so we have fold, and now we're gonna, uh-oh, my helper's back. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from the underside, and I'm gonna mount this front corner, then I'm gonna mount that back corner, and then we're gonna mount the top. All right, so there we go, there we have it. Old banner, got it folded to the right size. Happily enough, the other two sides, they fit rather perfect. So you may be asking yourself, Cody, why do you only have 3 or 4 sides covered? Well, that's north. So that's where all the wind is gonna be. And honestly, ammonia buildup. These chickens, they take a lot of dookies, right? There's a lot of feces on the ground. And so I want that to vent out and to naturally breathe, because I don't want these birds to, I don't accidentally inhale too much ammonia and get hurt. I know that their breasts, what are you doing? I know that their breasts, they can burn from it being on the ground. We don't want that. So let me adjust these heat plates, and then that'll probably be it for today's project. But let me adjust those real quick. All right, guys, there we go. Heat plate is installed. Chicken tractor is wrapped. The birds are hanging out. The feed is all set. The feeding station is set up. My Nugget helped me out so much today. Guys, I really appreciate you checking us out today. Please consider subscribing. We're going to be cranking videos out this whole process and more. We're going to do a couple videos on quails coming up here in probably the next video, honestly. We got some other micro homestead stuff that we're going to take care of, finishing out the garden, things like that. I would really love if you would join us for the
Okay, chickens on that.
Oh, there is a chicken on that. Anyway, guys, I really would appreciate if y'all wanted to come along for the adventure with us. I sincerely appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. And remember, guys, it doesn't take much to make a big difference. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.